hope everybody had a good dinner. Okay, can you stop playing with the flashlight, please? Okay. I hope you guys had a good dinner, and we'd like everybody to know that we're here, you know, together. The staff and the volunteers are here to help you and to serve you. So if you guys need things and we're able to provide them, we will do that. But just ask nicely, and we will do our best. We will do our best to get whatever it is that you need. All right, guys? We said at the beginning that one of the things that we want to be focused on is proper manners and proper etiquette. You know that in Islam, there's a lot of emphasis that is put on good manners. A lot of emphasis that is put on a person being of good character, having, you know, good and sound morals, for example. And we mentioned a few of the things earlier, but we need to understand that as far as our Islam is concerned, okay, we, and probably we'll talk about this, you know, on another occasion, when we talk about our identity and so forth. But there are a few things that I'd like to say as reminders. Okay, so we as Muslims are supposed to be clean, is that correct? Mm-hmm. Right? We hear about it all the time. And there's even, I mean, in English they talk, you know, when they have an expression, they say cleanliness is next to godliness. In Islam we talk about at-tahara, or cleanliness and purification, being half your faith. You guys have heard these expressions? Okay. It's nice to hear them, and it's nice to repeat them, but what's really beautiful is when we practice them. Okay, so when we talk about us being clean, when we talk about purity, we need to practice that. And just to make things abundantly clear, like really clear, then I'm going to give a few examples, because these are things that we notice around us. Okay. You know when we use the washroom? Does everybody know that there are certain etiquettes of using the washroom? Right? So as Muslims, Islam teaches us how to do everything. Islam teaches us how to eat. Islam teaches us how to go to the bathroom. Islam teaches us how to talk, how to behave with other people. So Islam teaches us everything that you can possibly imagine. As they say, from A to Z. There isn't a thing except that Islam has given us guidance about. All right. So when we talk about going to the bathroom, well, there are a few things. I want somebody to tell me what they know about the etiquettes or the manners of when we go to the washroom. Who can tell me? Yeah.
To wash your hands after you're done.
Okay, to wash your hands after you're done. Perfect. But let's talk about before you're done. Let's go in order. Yeah.
Go in with the cover first.
Okay, which foot do you go in with? Abdullah?
Amy?
Just a second. Okay, so which foot do you go in with? You go in with the left foot first. Okay, what else? Excellent. Very good. What else can somebody tell me? Yes?
Come out and it's the exact same thing when you came in.
No, hang on. Let's go in order. So one of the girls in the back, who's... Okay, Abdullah, choose somebody.
To wash your awda with water.
Okay, we're going to go in order. Let's just back up a little bit. You guys are doing wonderful, but just back up a little bit. We first talked about going in. So he talked about going in with your left foot, but we're going to back up a little bit more still.
Say the dua for going in the water.
Okay, do you know the dua? Okay, can anybody complete it or say it exactly the way? Yeah. Excellent. So listen, before going in, Bismillah, Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-khubthi wal-khaba'ith. And then go in with your left foot. Okay, now that you're in, what do?
You go to the washroom.
Okay.
But you're in the washroom.
Okay, guys, listen, hang on. No. He's right. He means that you relieve yourself, you do your business. But right here, Okay, girls, you don't have to hear this. You may want to close your ears. Girls, we got no problems with. I got big problems with the guys. And let me tell you why. Do you know today already? Okay, guys, I'm sorry I have to pick on you. But you know what happened already? You go to the washroom, and it's yellow all over the toilet seat. Which means that people got really bad aims. Who answered the question? You, here, Habibi. Isma. It's okay. Who else answered the question just now? Okay. All right.
I did.
I don't know how far you can throw this thing.
I'll
But
throw it. I'll throw it for you.
close enough?
I got it.
Oops. All right.
I did.
طيب لحظة. We said you go in with your left. Before that, we say the dua. Go in with your left foot. Now you're gonna do your business. Girls, close your ears. You guys got bad aims. It was yellow all over the place. How come? Hang on. How come?
The people keep standing up.
Because you're doing it standing up.
Because the Younus on top, they shut down.
Okay? I'm gonna tell you something, guys. Listen. The proper way, especially for you guys, because you got a bad aim, like a horrible aim. Okay? Sit down. You don't have to be a girl to sit. Guys, sit down, please. Do us a favor. Because then we got to go around and wash up after you. We don't want to do that. I don't mind washing your dishes, but I don't want to wash your pee. Okay? Alright, so guys, sit down. Alright? And do your business. And you don't have to be in there too long. And don't say, hey, buddy. The guys who's in the other stall. Okay, it's not the time to be talking. Okay? So you do your business. And then what? Aywa?
I just want to talk about something when I see this all yellow.
What?
I just put water on it and then...
Okay. Ahsan. He's saying that when he goes in and it's dirty, then he has to put water on it and clean it.
What's info?
Okay. So now you've done your business. What's next?
You wash your hands.
No. Put up your hand if you have an answer. The girl first in the front. You clean yourself. Okay. You know what? When you go into our washrooms here, there are these watering cans in there. No, they're not for the plants. Because there's no plants in there. Okay? They're for something else. You know what it's for? Yeah, wash yourself. Right? So make sure before you go in, you fill those watering cans with water. So when you're done, you can clean yourself. I'm not saying to you it's, you can't use toilet paper or whatever, but water is better. Okay? Because a lot of you, unfortunately, may not do too good a job wiping yourselves. And so your moms have to look at your skid marks. I don't think they like that.
What? That made no sense.
When you grow up, you'll know. Okay? So guys, wash yourselves properly. Oops, I forgot to pass. Oh, that's a light one, so. Right. So make sure, guys, that you wash yourselves properly. Okay? Now, listen. When you go into a washroom and the person before you left a mess, how do you feel? It's absolutely disgusting. Guys, it's absolutely disgusting. You don't want that. And you know what? We talked about Islam teaching us about manners. Well, one of the things Islam teaches us is you should like for your fellow Muslim what you like for yourself. So if you wouldn't like it that somebody else left it dirty, well then, do you like leaving it dirty for somebody else? Obviously not. Which means that before you leave, make sure that you clean up. You know what? Even if the guy before you left it dirty or the girl before you left it dirty, well, you go the extra mile. You do the right thing and you clean it for the next person. Say, I don't want the next person to have to deal with what I had to deal with, so clean it up for them. Excuse me, when we're talking, okay, when you have a turn to speak, you can speak. So make sure that you clean up. And you know what? When you do it, you get rewarded from Allah. Right? Allah rewards you for things like that. So this is one step closer to Jannah. Yes. You know what? Every good thing that you do, Allah will reward you for it. And when we talk about reward, we're talking about, just picture a scale. Right? A scale where things are actually weighed. Right? You guys have seen those, I don't know, I guess in the courts they sometimes have that scale with the two sides. Right? They put stuff on to show you that there's justice. And in the old days, they used to use these scales where it's just two sides, and they hang it, say, on a chain. And if you put equal weights on the two sides, right, they're going to be the same. So this tray is going to be at the same level as that tray. But if this tray is heavier, then it tips. So what happens is, picture your good deeds. Good deeds on one side of the scale, bad deeds on the other side. Every time you do a good deed, it tips the scale. It gets heavier and heavier and heavier. And the heavier it is, that is the side of the scale that has your good deeds, the better a place you get in Jannah. So guess what? Cleaning the toilet for the next person, knowing that Allah is going to reward you for it, think of it as either a step closer to Jannah or a higher place in Jannah. And when we talk about a higher place in Jannah, it means you get a better place in Jannah. You get to enjoy more stuff in Jannah. Is that clear, guys? All right, so we're done our business. We've cleaned ourselves. We've washed ourselves. What's next?
You wash your hand?
What, like you stick it in the toilet bowl and wash your hands?
No.
You got to do something. Yes. In the pink hijab.
You make sure you flush.
Okay, make sure you flush. And? That's good. That's part of the cleaning up that we were talking about. Yes, next.
Isn't there a dua that you say like after you leave the bathroom?
Okay, so can you tell me? First of all, what do you go out? Which foot do you go out with?
Left. Right.
Which one is it?
Left.
Right.
Right. You go out with the right foot. Okay. You go out with the right foot, and the dua you say is, this is the easiest one, guys. Aywa ya habibi. غفرانك. You say, غفرانك. All right. Then what do you do? Yes.
Wait, after you clean yourself, you fill up the thing.
Yeah, so be considerate. Do you understand what he's talking about? He's saying that once you finish your business and then you've left the washroom, you fill up the water can for the next person. That's being considerate. Right? So in case somebody has an emergency and they come in, you don't have to worry about not having enough water. Okay, after that, now what do you do? Almost. What? Wash your hands, but can I tell you something? Wash your hands using soap and water, right? Make sure you use soap. Look, in Islam, we've been doing it all along. Somebody might say, well, in the time of the Prophet ﷺ, they didn't have soap. Does anybody know what they used to use?
Dirt. No, they use this like
Hang on. You shouldn't have spoken up without first raising your hand, but I'll give you it anyways. He said dirt. He doesn't mean dirt as in garbage. Like dirt as in the earth. You know, people who go camping a lot, they know that if you have greasy hands, you rub them in the soil or in the sand, and then you wash, guess what happens? It gets rid of the grease even better than the soap that we use. Right? So if you think about the Prophet ﷺ, when he used to do ghusl, they used to have walls that were made of mud. You learn about how he used to tap his hand on the wall and then wash, because that acted as a soap, as a natural soap, if you will, right? Anyways, so you wash with soap and water. How come? Because you're going to eat with those hands. You're going to be listen, you're going to be shaking my hand? Yeah, I don't want hands with peanut butter and lemonade on them. Right? I want to have clean hands that I'm going to shake. So for yourself, of course, you want to be hygienic. You want to be clean. You want to make sure that they don't stink. You want to make sure that when you go to eat something afterwards, you're not eating some of your own garbage. Okay? So let's be very, very conscious of that. And you know, in the boys' washroom, we have those urinals. We put tape over those for a reason.
You did?
So you don't use them.
Why?
Because you're a bad aim. Stop. You go in and you sit down. All right? No questions asked. Okay, guys. So, and by the way, you know the way these urinals are, if somebody stands next to you, they can actually see you, right? And you're supposed to conceal yourself. One of the reasons that people will get punished in the qabr, in the grave, is that they didn't cover themselves. And then how are you going to wash yourself? And then what if you get stuff splashing back on your clothing? Right? You got to think about these things. So we don't want you to use them because it's not hygienic, and it's also not correct that it's open and somebody can see you when you're urinating. Okay? So there's a reason that we're saying these things. So please, guys, do everybody a favor, starting with yourselves. Learn to use the bathroom properly. We just, went very quickly through some of the manners and the etiquettes. We have to be clean. All right? So now at the end, nobody will complain about having to go into a filthy toilet. And then when it's time for us to clean up and leave, we'll have less work to do, alhamdulillah. It's going to be really good that way. All right? Okay, it's almost time for Maghrib, but I wanted to maybe say a few other things as well. As you can see, alhamdulillah, we have lots of food for everyone. All right? So we did relatively well. We did quite well. You guys were waiting to be called by tables, right? So we allowed you to come and take your food table by table. Why? Because we want things to be organized. That's all. Nothing else. And you don't have to be afraid if your table is last. You're not going to miss out on any food. Did anybody not get what their friends got? Everybody had an opportunity to have whatever they wanted, right? So alhamdulillah, there's lots of food. Yeah, and you guys were good in that you came when you were told to come. All right, that was fantastic, and I have to congratulate you for that, and I hope you keep that up. The other thing you guys did well was to line up, because if everybody comes for the same thing at the same time, it's going to be chaotic, and things will fall and get messy, but you guys did well. You lined up, and that's what we're supposed to do, because we're supposed to do things in an orderly fashion. Yeah?
Can we have candy for doing that?
We'll see. All right. So then, you line up. All right? But what should you be doing before you eat, guys?
Wash your hands.
Hang on. Before that,
Wash your hands.
wash your hands. Again, I know you wash your hands when you went to the washroom, but after that, you've been touching things and not everything is necessarily that clean around you. So it's nice to wash your hands before you eat, because you're going to eat with your hands and you carry the food with your hands. So you don't want to take in anything that's filthy or dirty, and things like that can make you sick. All right? So wash your hands before you eat. Anyways, but when you're taking the food, guys, when you're taking the food, also don't be greedy, basically. Take a little at a time. You know what? If you come back again, did anybody get turned away when you came back for more food today? No. Alhamdulillah. You know why? Because we have enough, and we want everybody to eat until they're satisfied. Alhamdulillah. And we hope it continues that way. Inshallah, we have plenty. And if we don't, I'll go buy you more food. It's okay. But just be considerate. Just in case, if you take too much and everybody takes too much and you end up throwing away half of it, well, first of all, wasting food is haram. It's not correct. It's not right. Right? And then secondly, if you do that, and if everybody does that, then there's not going to be enough food, because half of it gets thrown away. Something in Ramadan, we saw that so much. People come to the masjid to break their fast, and they think that, there's not going to be enough food, so they take a whole bunch of food, they heap up their plates, and then they eat a little bit and throw the rest away. It's haram. That's food. That's something that another person could eat, and there are so many people who don't get any food at all. So we have to be aware of that and be conscious of that as well. So take a little bit, and maybe you don't know what that food is. So take a little bit, try it. Then if you didn't like it, you don't go back for more of the same. You try something else, right? You try the thing that you know that you like. That sort of thing. All right? You can come back as much as you like. But please don't take too much and then throw food away. Alhamdulillah, I didn't see too much being thrown away today. Maybe a little bit here and there, but really not too much. And I have to congratulate you on that as well. Okay? So you come, you take your food, as we said, in an orderly fashion, eat, What about etiquettes of eating? Somebody already mentioned washing the hands. And we mentioned why. You wash your hands, it's hygienic, it's healthy also. Okay. What else? What should you do when you eat?
First say Bismillah.
Okay, before that. Yes.
First saying Bismillah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wash your hands.
Hang on. Somebody from the girls? Yeah.
Say Bismillah.
Before that. So you're taking your food. Now what do you do? Before that.
Sit down.
Okay, you need to raise your hand. Is there a girl in the back that had her hand up? It wasn't you, right, Bayan? You don't get candy just for putting your hand up, Bayan.
You sit down.
You sit down, right? Now, here we had a bit of a problem. I did see some guys walking around and eating. That's not appropriate. That's not very nice. Okay? And then when you're walking and eating, stuff can fall, right? And it falls, and other people step over that food. That's not very nice. Okay? So, go, sit down before you eat. Okay, so go and sit down. Plates in front of you. Now,
Say Bismillah.
somebody said it. What do you say before you eat?
Bismillah.
Bayan.
Bismillah.
Yeah, Bismillah. You say Bismillah before you eat. Okay. And you eat how? You eat with. Hang on. I want people that haven't answered. Umar. Yeah, you're gonna eat. You have 2 hands and 2 feet. Which foot do you eat with? Your right foot or your right? You eat with your right hand. That was a trick, right? Okay. You gotta pay attention, guys, you see? You thought I said hand, I said foot. Okay, so you eat with your right hand. How come? Who can tell me why we eat with the right hand? Right in the back, on the right-hand side. On my right, your left. Okay. The Prophet ﷺ told us to eat and drink with the right hand. Because who eats with the left hand? She just said it.
Shaitan.
Because the shaitan eats with the left hand. Do you want to imitate the shaitan?
No.
Okay. And tell me another reason. Who can think of another reason why you should be eating with your right hand?
Because it's cleaner.
It's cleaner. Why is it cleaner?
Because you yourself with your left.
Because when you were in the washroom and you were cleaning yourself, you were pouring with the right hand. That means the left hand was somewhere else. Wiping all the goodies off, right? So.
We never covered that. We never covered that.
He just did.
No, but I'm talking, I was,
earlier.
yeah, earlier we didn't cover that.
That's right, we missed that one. Right, so when you go to the washroom and we said to wash yourself, well, you're going to hold the watering can with the right hand, and you'll use your left hand to cleanse yourself, to actually physically clean yourself. So he's saying it's also like kind of, you're eating with your left hand, it's the same hand that was down there, it kind of feels wrong, right? And the shaitan does it anyway, so that's enough for us. Okay, so you eat with your right hand. The other thing to remember is, just think about somebody sitting in front of you and eating. And they're eating in a certain way that bothers you. What would that be? Yes?
They would be using their left hand.
No? Something else? Yeah?
They eat with their both hands and they don't close their mouth when they're eating.
You know when people chew with their mouths open?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a very pleasant sight. I don't need to see what you're putting down that chute, okay? Just close your mouth and eat. It looks so much nicer. It's so much more pleasant. Alright, so make sure that when you're eating, that you eat with your mouth closed. Also, don't stuff your face. The food is not running away. Okay? There's lots to go around. Take it easy. And if you stuff yourself and you eat too quickly, what can happen? You might choke. You'll get stomach cramps. You get a stomach ache. You go and puke. I mean, yeah. You know what? It's not good to do that. So eat slowly. Eat properly. Eat decently. And the other thing is, here's a bonus question. but you answer only after raising your hand and I ask you to speak. Don't speak unless I ask you. Okay? It's already Maghrib time, but let's ask another question here. The question is, there was a young boy that was eating in front of the Prophet ﷺ, but he wasn't doing it using the proper manners. So the Prophet ﷺ told him very nicely how to eat. Who remembers that hadith and what the Prophet ﷺ told him? Okay. All right. Go ahead. Anything else? Yeah, go ahead. Okay. So, just a second. Just a second. All right. That's going to get a $5 bill, not a candy.
What?
Yeah, a few surprises here and there. Ya ahbabi, listen. No, he said the hadith. It was a bonus question. All right? Guys, I said, this young boy who was sitting in front of the Prophet ﷺ, and he wanted to eat like maybe some of us would do. Just dig in. Go in with both hands, maybe even your mouth, right? But the Prophet ﷺ said to him, Ya ghulam, oh young boy. Then he told him that when you want to eat, Sammillah, which means, say, Bismillah. Wa kul bi yaminik, and eat with your right hand. Then he told him something else. Wa kul mimma yalik, and eat from what is in front of you. Some of you may not really understand what he's trying to say. But I'm going to translate that into our language today. But first I'm going to explain to you the literal meaning of that hadith. And then I'll tell you the context, like how that makes any sense. He said, and eat from what's in front of you. Does that make any sense to you?
Yeah.
Like eat from how?
Like, if you're like having like a, if you're eating with somebody else with a big plate, then
Ahsan.
have your own, like take your own side, don't go on other people's side with the bigger bite.
Perfect. Okay, he got it. Because in some cultures, people all eat from one big plate, right? So there may be 3, 4, 5 people sitting around a plate. And you've got the rice and you've got the meat and whatever else. So he's saying eat from what's in front of you. Don't go and take from somebody else's stuff. Like, you know, you're eating and you got your saliva on your hands, mashallah, and then you want to take from somebody else's place. And then mess it up for them. Understand? That's one thing. Now today, we all have our own plates. Most of the time, you sit and eat with your own plate. So there's 2 things here that I can think of. One, as I said, I'm going to translate it to something that makes a lot of sense, and that is, eat and don't be messy when you eat. Right? If you're like digging from everywhere and the food falls off the plate and so on and so forth. This is one thing that comes to mind. The other thing is, let's say you have a plate, and let's give the example of rice or pasta or something that you have. Eat from one corner of the plate. Don't take a little bit from here and some from the center and some from the back. Because what if you can't finish it? Especially if you're at home. If you can't finish it, should you throw it away? No, but if you've made it so messy that you've taken from everywhere, then it's going to be like you don't really want to keep it. If you've eaten just from one side, then you just scoop out a little bit, and the rest of it is clean and untouched, and you can wrap it up in foil or saran wrap and stick it in the fridge for the next time, right? So be neat and tidy when you eat. Try to remember that when you're eating here, and just remind yourself, so when you're done, look at the table around you. Right? How much stuff fell out of your plate? For example. And then some of us walked away without cleaning up. But when you finish eating, you have to be neat and tidy, and make sure, once you're done, it happens sometimes, crumbs fall around you, a little bit of juice may spill. We got paper towels, we got all sorts of things. Clean up around you. Also look under you. Because sometimes you don't realize when you're eating, something falls from your hand, from your mouth while you were chewing. So you clean up the floor underneath you. If everybody looked after themselves, would we need to have everybody else going around with a mop and cleaning?
No.
Did you break your fast?
Is it time?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's past time actually. Okay, go ahead. Do you have something? Okay. Do you have water?
We'll have it later.
Can somebody bring him a glass of water, please? He was fasting.
Why?
Go ahead.
Why was you fasting?
For Allah.
You missed
It's a month of Shawwal.
Did you miss a day?
Oh, I know.
No, we can do voluntary fasting. Just fasting because we want to. Okay, guys. Guys. All right. So, has everybody understood what we've said?
Yes.
The etiquettes of eating. And you notice, guys, when we came here, or before you came here, you got this package telling you to bring your own plates and cups and so on. Not disposable stuff. We want reusable stuff. Because otherwise we'll generate a lot of garbage, and that garbage goes to landfills, and it's not good for the environment. You know what? As Muslims, we care about the environment. Allah created this beautiful earth for us. We don't want to destroy it. And this is why we asked you to bring that stuff. And now you have these reusable plates and stuff. Go and wash them. And we've got soap for you to wash them with, right? There's sunlight detergent there. You can use that to wash your stuff and dry it. And then put it back in your bags, and you can hang it in the back or keep it in your cabins. Okay? So do we have everybody's cooperation?
Yes.
Everybody's going to be neat and tidy and eat well. All right? And you know what? We make mistakes. So we may catch somebody eating or drinking with their left hand because sometimes it's our habit. All right, it's a mistake. If you see your neighbor, if you see somebody else eating or drinking with the left hand, don't say, hey jerk, hey animal, ya hayawan. Huh? Don't say that. Go to them nicely, and you don't have to, yell it out in front of everybody. Go to them really nicely and say, hey, don't forget, you gotta eat with the right hand. Drink with the right hand. And you know what? Some people say, my right hand is dirty, so I'm gonna drink with my left hand so I don't dirty the cup. So what if you dirty the cup? You're gonna wash it again anyways. All right? It doesn't matter if you hold the cup with your right hand and it's dirty or whatever, because you're gonna wash the cup anyways. Plus, we got napkins. You can wipe your hands and then hold your cup. All right, guys? طيب. Who wants to volunteer, guys, to call the adhan? Hey, ya habibi. شو بدك؟
I want to say, like, when you're eating some chicken, don't, like, put in your hands.
طيب أحسن. Okay. Anybody who doesn't have wudu, please go really quickly do your wudu and come back.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.